Hey guys, what's up? Dr. Shred here. Today's an important video. I'm going to talk to you about an exercise that I want you to consider stopping in the gym, the barbell bench press. Yes, I said it, the barbell bench press. Let's talk about how it could injure you and why it's not good for your shoulders. Let's get into it. When you think of exercising in the gym, one thing that comes to your mind is the barbell bench press. It's a very widely, commonly used exercise in the gym. There's a ton of bench presses all over every gym you go to, and when you walk in the gym, everybody's benching. So you think it's a great thing to do. So you walk in the gym, let me just go ahead and barbell bench press. But let me show you why that's the exercise that you should definitely avoid. Believe it or not, the barbell bench press is the #1 reason people get shoulder injuries in the gym. So let's talk about the anatomy of your shoulder, and I'll show you why this exercise is very bad for your shoulders. So your shoulder is an interesting joint. It's a ball and socket joint, and what that means is the humerus, the bone here, ends in a ball, and your scapula, your shoulder blade, has a socket that fits on that ball. But the socket is actually very small, and so the bone structure itself doesn't lead a lot of strength to your shoulder. So what your shoulder uses are the rotator cuff tendons and muscles to keep the shoulder attached, to keep it stable. When your socket's small, the advantage is it gives you a lot of range of motion. And that's why you can roll your shoulder around in almost a 180-degree circle. Unlike your hip, which has a much bigger socket, but you don't have that flexion and rotation of your hip. The problem with the shoulder is it depends on the rotator cuff tendons to keep them strong. And the rotator cuff tendons are a series of 4 tendons that attach the scapula to your humerus. They attach that ball and socket together. When you overstretch these tendons, and then when they're overstretched, you put a tremendous amount of force on it, like you do at a barbell bench press, that's what leads to shoulder injuries. And so I'm going to go to the gym and show you the problems with the barbell bench press and show you alternatives you can do that are safer, where you can get the same muscle workout and prevent getting injured. All right, so there it is, the notorious barbell bench press. Let's talk about why this is not good for you. You'll notice that when you use a bar that goes across your chest, when you bench, and especially when you bench heavy, you don't have a good stopping point. So you wait until that bar hits your chest to stop it, and often you use your chest to spring it back up into action. So let me get on it and show you. When you're using this bench and you grab the bar, you tend to come all the way down to hit your chest. And when you come down to your chest, you can see my arm is way past parallel to the ground. It's sitting back too far. And when your elbows drop below your shoulders, that's stretching the rotator cuff that's here, particularly subscapularis. And then when you explode with explosive force at the bottom to get that bench up, that tendon's already overextended and stretched. That's what leads to rotator cuff tears, and particularly the subscapularis, which is the one that lives in the front. So this is putting your shoulder in a very bad position, applying strain when that tendon's in its worst, most vulnerable position as well, and it's going to lead to shoulder tears and injuries, rotator cuff tears. I've had both my rotator cuffs torn. It is something you don't want to do. It's a horrible recovery. So if you can avoid that, please do. This is something you definitely shouldn't do. Okay, so what can you do instead of a barbell bench press? You can do the dumbbell bench press. And the reason a dumbbell is safer is because that bar's not going across your chest. So you have to think about where you're going to stop. So you can use the same bench, grab a pair of dumbbells, and now when you come down, you have to consciously think, where am I going to stop? So if you stop with your arms parallel to the ground like this, essentially 90 degrees from your chest, and then push back up, that's a much safer exercise. You're not overextending the subscapularis tendon, and you're applying force when it's ready to apply that force. So a dumbbell bench press, stopping at 90 degrees, it's much safer than a barbell bench press. And because that bar's not there, you're not relying on the bar to stop your motion. The other option you can do, which will keep you from going past 90, is a floor bench. Now, no one ever does this, but I did it after I injured my rotator cuffs because it helped me recover. You're basically using the floor to prevent your arms from going back too far. So you lay on the floor, you grab your barbells and go up. And when you come down, your shoulders hit the floor and stop you from going any lower. So this would be another safe way to do it, to keep you from hyperextending your arms and your shoulders. The other thing you can do is the simple push-ups. Easy, it's just like a bench press. Straight up and straight down, and you won't extend your arms to any degree. All right, so there you have it. I hope I've convinced you why the barbell bench press is just something you want to avoid completely. Trust me on this, don't do this in the gym. Use safer alternatives like a dumbbell bench press. You want to preserve your rotator cuff, preserve the subscapularis, not have surgery, and keep yourself healthy. I hope this video helps you, and thanks for watching.
Okay, Dr. Shred, I won't do any more barbell bench press. Yes, sure, Captain.
Yeah, sure, Captain. I won't do any barbell bench press anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Augie, you're ridiculous. All you do is kiss Dr. Shred's ass all day long. Ridiculous.